mental overstimulation. One word, riveting.
We need to really see what's at stake here, like you said, if we do ignore it. But let me throw this in there, because I know we say this every now and then, but I think this video needs a part 2. So last week or 2 weeks ago, an article resurfaced, according to the Daily Mail, written by an Ellen Lapointe, 19th of September 2020. There is no such thing as coincidence. So, scientists suggest that the human consciousness comes from another dimension. So, this was a good laugh and confirmation, because I'll just put it out there. Mystics from different cultures specifically have pointed out that this has always been the case. And it generates the conversation I want to gauge from a scientist's point of view. I need to read more from the article itself. That because that is the case, if the light, if the light that comes from darkness is your conscience, which is what you see and you're privy to, that means who you really are is the darkness. And which is why people spend their whole lives either trying to run away from it, or are forced to confront it at different stages of your life head on. And what that does is give you the grace to understand yourself at different intervals. And I remember asking someone, I want to say a year or 2 ago, like, why is it not possible for an infant, as soon as they're able to speak, I was coming at the notion of a child genius. Why is someone like that not able to grasp or jump over the different stages of life, or i.e. understanding? And they pointed out that you would crash. Simple as. If you give a computer too much data and it can't handle that type of processing power, it will crash. So that explains the saying that with age should come wisdom, and if it doesn't, you took a wrong turn. Because they say that with the different intervals, you are naturally meant to face the different understandings of yourself, to grasp who you are, what you are meant to learn from the chapters in your life that are heavier than others, and to change the notions of the relationship you have with yourself when evil things about you are faced and will start light, i.e. things about yourself that you don't like, or that people don't like about you, and then they turn that into a rumor, or they say, I don't like this guy because he's such and such. And I start there because naturally an individual will say, no, I'm not that kind of person, I'm nice to everybody, and blah blah blah. That person is refusing to accept that a part of themselves is evil, because it pays to get far in this life by only acknowledging the one, i.e. the light, the consciousness, where you navigate and you say, oh, you try and always say the right thing to not step on anyone's toes. But like you said, the harmfulness that comes with that is, if one can only, I write down here that if a man is only aware as his mind can reach, he is prone to a deeper lack of understanding about how to have more exercise over his environment. So yeah, just leave it with that there.
You know, you said something that was something that I'd like to touch on as well, and that's the perception of evil in terms of from outside, from inside looking out. And I'm thinking about people that recognize certain things. Speaking of the subconscious, people that recognize certain things that they can relate to in their subconscious, but it's a knee-jerk reaction to somewhat scrutinize in a negative manner, to somewhat say, to you know, kind of, it's symbolic in terms of putting label it in a negative way, ergo being an evil thing, or I don't like that person because of what he did or what he does, or the tendency that he has to do certain things, knowing or unknowingly doing something, not knowing that it's because it's something I recognize something that my subconscious recognized in that person that they can somewhat relate to. It's not necessarily evil, but it's a trait I have inside me as well. And not to say that, you know, this is a bad thing in general at all, but take it back now to individualism and the state being the mass, the all one. I guess, you know, the reason why I'm saying all this like that is somewhat of a Marxist communism type of situation, but more Marxist, where, you know, control is important. Control is imminent to maintain power somewhat.
I agree.
But the only opposing thing to this is the containment of the individualist or individualistic ideals to somewhat maintain integrity. And if you can't do that, then you will somewhat sooner or later bow down, because you have to have enough faculties intact to fight against these not only ideals but these powers that be, at least upstairs, to understand, to distance yourself enough to understand, so you can have a viewpoint to see that this is not me, it's my environment.
Can I add something to that? The word ideals, you say at least. I'm at that stage where it's like, it's everything. Absolutely everything. Because we're all playing the game. The state, right? Yeah, that's how you said it.
Yeah.
Sorry, so mass and the state. State's you, mass is them. Mass is playing the game. They're like, yo, these are the rules, X, Y, and Z, and i.e. you, the state. How they get you is to accept the terms and conditions, and in order to do that, one must accept that within his mind to infiltrate this state, and then say, yeah, I'm gonna be a law-abiding, citizen, so to speak. But I see how the angle you're coming from is that the individual will have the willpower and the resistance to read through the terms and conditions and be like, yeah, okay, cool, I'm here, you know what I mean? But it doesn't mean I'm gonna absorb it and, you know, turn into a zombie, so to speak. But yeah, because one could say the individual will look at what the mass are doing as evil. Like, what do you mean you're never going to question what they tell you? Like, you're just going to sit there and accept all these terms and conditions and never like think is, you know? And if you ask them that, others come and say, wait, no, don't do that. That's wrong. We just want to eat and live. So hence the whole animal aspect of it. Because it's like an animal has no business thinking about how the political side of their existence weighs into how it affects their daily lives. If there's no food, they go somewhere else. If they feel threatened, they are prepared to defend themselves. And there's no evil in that until you put an unbalanced human opinion, and then they start to say, nature is evil, and nature is as old as darkness, if I want to think about it. Because what people always fail to recognize is that just because you can't hear it talking, or there's no representative for nature, you think anything that it does is uncalculated. Like, what? Like, it's amazing. But again, if you mention it like that, they're just gonna call you a tree hugger, and I'm like, wow, you just missed the whole point, mate. You just missed the whole point. But yeah, I do like what you said about that. The fact that it is unstudied is where it causes the real harm. And ironically enough, I had a conversation about this a few days ago, where that knowledge is power for a reason. Because if you give it to someone with ill intentions, they will hurt somebody. And if you don't give it to someone, they will hurt themselves. Oh, that was good. Because if they don't know what they're doing, they'll bend their hand like, what do you mean? Like, I didn't know. But we as mammals are blessed with the purpose to seek how to know the difference of what you can, can't, and should not do, all for your own existence. And I think that's where the state analogy applies, because you, the state, can govern to a large degree about what you will accept, move forward with, and then it gets real fun when you start seeing how you can bend your own interpretations of reality and how you choose to treat others that you come across, whether it be individuals or mass. And it's why the smarter the individual, the more likely they are able to take accountability for their actions, despite how someone else responds. Because, i.e., the individual will say, if I didn't do that, no, I have a saying in my family that those who know better will be are most likely to face more punishment, because you will always look to the individual that knows better to say, forget what they did, you knew better. Why didn't you act differently?
I mean, I can't agree with you more, because, you know, the individual is so to be individual, or to believe in to have individualistic ideals, is to risk being condemned, if not by other individuals, but perhaps by the mass or the state or society as a whole, because, and that's something that I've heard, I've experienced in the past, where, you know, you do for self, and people call you selfish because of it. You know,
Speak
and
on
it's
that.
somewhat of a,
Don't run. Speak on that.
no, it's just what it is. And I think I thought it was just, you know, just a personal experience, but it seems to me like, you know, we mentioned knee-jerk before, and I think it's a knee-jerk situation where it's a means of demonizing by other people. It's another way to somewhat demonize you or shame you. Meaning it's somewhat trying to sheep you or sheep herd you into doing what they want. And you have to, at that point, it's somewhat
Evil,
holds
no?
you accountable to yourself. Meaning, how much of an individual do I think I am, and how much do I really believe in me being an individual? Meaning, I'm going to stand on it and I'm going to be proud, or I'm going to somewhat say, maybe that's something I need to change about myself. Because by that situation analogy alone, that means that person is working for the state against me, sort of thing. Do you get what I mean? But they don't even know it. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, it's why I mentioned that they will only know so much.
But on top of that, let me just add this. Let's blow that up a little bit. On top of that, if you think about it, right, we're all somewhat potential. The potential to be, the potential to not be. And whether you are or not, the potential is there to be used, whether you know what you're doing or you don't know what you're doing, and somehow end up being or not, but somehow end up intentionally being or intentionally not. Do you get where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
And so you're in a somewhat of it's a pendulum, isn't it? And the premise derives from your actions, your ideal, your understanding, your knowledge. Your knowledge.
What did we say last week, bro? Knowledge ain't free. You gotta pay. You gotta pay. Easy to pay bills, you know. As much as we stress about them, easy to pay bills. The price to know who you are and how this thing really runs, eesh.
That's a whole fact. That's a whole fact.
So when it comes to these discussions and the title itself, that's why when topics like war are thrown around, I'm like, that's no brainer. But what's going on in your daily life that governs how you defend yourself when these things are thrown at you? You want to express yourself and someone tells you you can't do that. Obviously, within sensible and intellectual reason.
Yeah.
No, I should, no, because people like to take things out of proportion for the sake of argument. And yeah, I don't entertain that. But yeah, definitely, like you said, someone expresses an opinion or they do for self more, and immediately knee-jerk reaction is, oh, you shouldn't be doing that. I think, look at that. It took me a while for me to agree to say, you know what? Why isn't that looked at as more sinister than I've been made to believe? Because once you start to resist it, you grow more confidence in yourself. And like many winners say that if you are a confident individual, you be prepared for people to call you arrogant because of how that willingness and that trait is looked at for you to be out of place or not seen as good. And I understand it, absolutely. But it comes at a heavy price that people wake up and realize that they can't afford to keep paying the tab, because you will grow weaker in every aspect of your life if you don't learn how to say no.
That's real. And obviously it does beg the question, the bigger picture that we're speaking about is, what really is evil? I'm not saying that, there's no bad or wrongdoing or anything like that, but I'm just saying that it's up for debate to a degree.
Yeah, sure. Where I'm at, I think grassroots is ignorance. It starts there. It really starts there, because innately some things we won't do, as in we're wired to look after a child.
Yeah.
Wired. If that wiring is broken, then we oh no, what's going on here? So that's out of the question. But the more compelling definitions with the subject, and why you mentioned Carl and so many of our thinkers and philosophers bring their own plight to the definition of it, is more sophisticated, because I think it really stems from how you treat yourself, and then how that extends to a multitude of different topics and situations. In business and economics, if dealings aren't done to benefit both parties, and one isn't done with a proper due diligence and somewhat fairness, then one will question the nature of that deal because of the bigger effect it has at play with what the dealings are about. So I feel like when it comes to that aspect, it could be seen as somewhat as unfairness, because we will always look at things from an empathetic lens. But if we use too much, then that also is an Achilles heel situation, because then it's like, okay, but let's not be too, it will start to pull into being too emotional, because then it doesn't serve a greater need of what is taking place, so to speak. But yeah, definitely debate, but I think with each portion that can be covered, it will always come to finding a suitable understanding of how it takes place. And what you said about Oppenheimer as well is why I really loved how that story was told in the film, because that childlike nature to be curious should always be welcome. And it's how things that we know, love, and can't live without exist. But there were teachers around that man and told him and say, look, we all have that thing, and it's how we got to where we are. But bro, you need to sit down and really think about the implications of what will happen if you make this thing. And that was where he paid the price, because he chose to ignore it. Again, from somewhat of an ignorant point of view. And there was an amazing quote that was said by one of the characters in that film. Please bear with me as I find it.
take it. You have it.
Oh, of course. One second, folks. Genius is no guarantee of wisdom. Woo! There we go. Yeah. Thanks for waiting.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
That makes a lot of sense. That's a powerful one.
Shout out Robert.
Yeah, man. I mean, you know, going back to Cat Williams, you know, he's always had these sayings. I think it was in one of the earlier specials that he's done, where, you know, he's talking about the smart, dumb guy and stuff like that.
It's a real trope. Like that.
Yes.
That archetype exists.
Yeah. And ultimately, you know, that's what we're talking about when we're speaking about these, going back to these atomic bombs and people creating situations along these lines. You know, you're doing things, but you're not necessarily aware of what it means. Or at least not aware of what it means for everybody about outside of yourself.
Yeah.
Because, you know, a lot of times what we see is people are so caught up in what it means for them, they don't necessarily think about what it means for the world or anybody else.
Yeah.
Speaking into this atomic bomb situation, you know, you have these scientists that are doing something, and to a degree, when you think about what they get from it, it's just like, oh my God, I get to be this person that creates this thing, which is fascinating to me. I've waited my whole life to do this, etc., etc. And now it's like, it's amazing. It's finally here. And like, man, I'm obligated. It's my responsibility, etc., etc. But the other side of things, you could wake up tomorrow and nobody's left because of this one thing that you created, and we've all literally used it against each other, and it's literally scorched earth. There's nothing left. So what did you really do ultimately? Do you get what I mean? The potential is always there. The potential is always there, and whether you acknowledge it or not, again, dismiss it, right? You're dismissive to say that, oh man, we be fine. Like, I just know I have to do this. For me, it's harmless. We have to be responsible. Here's the one. If I don't do it, somebody else will.
That's what they said as well.
Somebody else will. But in the end, it's now your responsibility, because you're the one who ends up creating this thing in this world. And of course, it's just a tool, right? It's like, you know, a piece of stick, fire back in the day with the caveman. But the intent behind it, and if there's one thing we know, is that at the end, at the top of all these things that we're speaking about, like, for example, the state, as we say, or the mass body that represents the state, at the top of that body, the leader of the state, we all know that's an individual that thinks for himself, but also that's an infallible person. That's a human. That's an imperfect being with weaknesses, strengths, but also weaknesses, and are prone to make mistakes. But you've just given up all your free being, everything you believe in as an individual, to somewhat placate this mass that is the population. But this person, what makes him so different from this guy that created atomic weapons and to a degree don't necessarily know what he just did? You know? Because at the end of the day, the destructive tendencies are just as real in this situation as it is in the other, to do with guns, gunpowder, all these destructive things. Now, I'm not saying that, you know what, we need to go back to the Dark Age or anything like that. I'm just saying these things are here now, but there's also a lot of things that comes with them. There's a lot of things that we're seeing at present that we're witnessing, because these things have been created. And I do wonder, you know, are these some of the factors that somewhat stigmatized the subconscious? To be evil, or somewhat derivative of darkness?
No.
Outside of the Bible, of course.
If I put that to the side, some texts have stated that evil, or the notion of it, is young. And when I say young, as in it's a concept that's been explored like so long ago. It's just now, in these times, it's easier for you to put certain ideologies in a box to help separate yourself from understanding beyond it. So if you make something evil, or if you label something as evil, it's easier for people not to go near it. And that's the conversation I had a few days ago that, again, if you tell someone don't do that, or don't learn this, don't practice that, don't understand this, don't do this on this day, let someone slap you in the face, all these different notions, it's easier to put limitations on someone's way of thinking and perspective, for them to say, I shouldn't do that because that stigma is strong enough for me to think otherwise. And then the dangers with that is seeps further into who you are, blocking the potential. So yes, i.e., everyone comes and says, oh, what do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be the president. You get to about 21, you realize how the game is played, that not anyone can just be president, that they are lined up for centuries. That is a more educated realization. And thus with others who have, I always like to say, have particular gifts. Some are good at doing things than other people, and thus differentiates how we see, operate, express, and execute certain tasks, ways of expressing ourselves. So it makes this thing a melting pot of different skill sets. But so making it natural for you to follow certain things that come easy to you. But when people want to go against that, or say, oh, I want to do this, and if they tell me I can't do that, you're evil, it thus makes you say, what? Oh, I shouldn't do this or speak up against something or express myself in a certain way because they told me if I do that, it's evil. So early on, people realize the whole plot of that. This word is easy for you to put a lid on things. Whereas light is younger, thus more ignorant. Give all my money to some cause and never see the fruits of where this money is going, or and I tell individuals like, because I've had to learn from it myself. If you let everyone into your house and they don't wipe their feet, you're gonna have a crowded house. So be mindful of who you let in your crib, because they will pollute you in long enough, because you're going to try and accommodate everybody. So yeah, that's my take on it. So what is evil? Ignorance. And we'll start there.
I mean, yeah, that's heavy. Yeah.
What we do, bro. It's what we do.
Evil is the unknown. Because it makes it real. It makes real the potential of intentions, whether that be because you didn't know or because you did, because that's also aligned with intent to do with you not knowing, which is ignorance, but also intent of you knowing, which is purposeful. And thereby purposefully destructive, ideally.
Okay.
So I think either way, unknown in this degree is a pendulum from not knowing, from unknowing intent to purposeful intent. It swings, from one to the other. And the only thing to change that is understanding, or knowledge and understanding. Thereby, when you implement, you have an idea what you're doing. But even then, you might intend on destroying something. So, but at least then you know exactly what you're doing. But yes, evil is the unknown. Yes, indeed, Strings. This was a fun one. It's a fun one. It was a pleasure, man. Thanks for coming through.
Thanks for building the bridge.
Huh?
Thanks for building the bridge. Sometimes I forget what's in this brain.
Mind over matter. Overcompensating. Overstatements. Crookedness related. The soul's churn in return. Mental overstimulation. One word.